What up, peeps? We are back here with another week of Weekly Detox. It is me, D from DCTV, and as always, I am here with the effervescent
Mighty Mozby.
Yes, I am. I just love that energy. You're just waking the people up.
I'm here with the vibes. Let's do it.
Yes. And so, Mighty Mozby, how are you doing? How are you feeling? How's life?
This is a good Sunday. I had a very restful Saturday as well. So woke up refreshed, washed my hair. Now I'm just, letting it air dry and chilling on the couch.
Sounds like self-care. Giving yourself.
Self-care Sundays.
That's what it's all about. And I hope that you all out there are practicing your self-care. I hope you all are doing good. I hope your week was good. I hope your next week will be even better.
I just need a cocktail in my hand and I'm set.
Yes. That just makes every situation just degrees better. Degrees.
Absolutely.
Yes. So we got a few things to talk about this week. A lot of goings on in the world in terms of pop culture. So we're going to break it all down. But before we get started, if you made it this far, make sure that you hit that like button, drop a comment down if you have something on your heart. And if you are liking what you hear, you want to keep hearing it, want to keep hearing our thoughts, our opinions, you can become a subscriber and you'll always know when we're dropped our next video.
Subscribe, follow us. You want to.
Yes. And Mighty Mozby, when you're not here with me cutting up, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, and at www.ambermosbywrites.com.
Yes, and you will see all those handles and links below in the description bar. So check her out. See how she's living. See how her mind just translates through all these social mediums. It's good stuff.
Yes, I'm very clever. I promise.
I mean, would you be here if you weren't?
Exactly. Thank you.
No worries. All right, y'all. So let's get started on the topics. We won't waste any more time. So to start us out, I just want to say, we did it, Joe. We did it.
Oh, gosh. No.
So if you didn't watch last week's episode, check it out. But I will let you know, we talked about CBS announcing this terrible idea of a show called The Activists, where they would have social activists competing to be the best activists, and people will be getting eliminated. This was going to be hosted by Usher, Priyanka Chopra, and Julianne Howe Huff. Still don't know the girl's name. It's a week later. I still didn't fact check.
Did not let Google say the name out loud for me. Didn't even bother.
But you know what? It doesn't even matter because the people have spoken and
yes.
CBS announced that this is a rippity rap.
Now that's some activism for your ass.
After a week of dragging, of talking about how terrible this idea was, how ridiculous, how wasteful of money and resources.
Just gross.
They heard us and they said, you know what? Our bad, guys. We're just gonna run it back on this whole activism reality show situation. And it is now canceled. What they have decided to do is to rework it. And Mighty Mozby, I think that our one subscriber might be a CBS exec because they said, I do. And this is why, because they said that they're going to rework it to be a docuseries about different activists. And what did we say last week?
Exactly what we said. We put it out there. We no-moed it. And it manifested.
We did.
Glory be. Glory be.
That this should be a docuseries. So the one subscriber who is at CBS exec, you're welcome.
You're welcome. We'll take some back pay. We'll take some points on the back end.
in the spirit of making things right, if you're all already on that page.
Seriously, we'll take some of them points on the back end. Thanks. I'll take a nice little check.
Yeah. I mean, you could run us a little something for helping y'all out.
Something for giving you the inspiration you needed to correct this travesty.
For real.
Oh,
but
for what they were.
Nevertheless, I am so glad this is going to be a docuseries and that they don't just scrap all these actual activists, that they're actually going to highlight their works and their social causes that they're really like on the ground floor trying to help and bring light to. So at least they're
mm-hmm. That's a good way to turn it around and continue to do what you were pretending was supposed to be the point and promoting these different activist organizations. It's a great way to do the right thing by them instead of the exploitive thing by them.
Mm-hmm. That you never should have even dreamed of, let alone put out into
never should have considered it. Never should have crossed your mind.
Yeah. So I don't know what these hosts are supposed to be doing now in relation to this docu-series that they're working on. I don't know what their purpose would be, or are they just gonna be like, oh, well, so about that check I promised you. it's going to the cause. It's all right, right? It's for a good cause.
Right? It's for a good cause. We all love donating lots and lots of money, right? No? Fools.
Well, they should have thought about that before they got on board. I saw even that Priyanka Chopra did a whole, 11th hour apology.
No.
You all spoke and I listened. And I'm sorry that I was attaching something that I thought was going to be very uplifting and help bring light to these causes.
Stop it. Not a backpedal.
Like you didn't know what it was about from the beginning and it didn't bother you at all.
It was about that check. She's not fooling nobody. Mm-hmm. Nice try, Chopra.
Yeah, nice try. I guess she gonna tell Nick Jonas, you better get with your brothers and make another album because that check is not coming.
The check is not coming. Cancel the remodel. Cancel.
Nick, I need you to get out there, get that guitar.
Right? Disney Channel reunion.
That check is not coming home.
Go on tour with Hanson immediately.
Is Selena, y'all still talking to her? Can y'all do it?
Y'all get Selena Gomez real quick? Okay. Demi Lovato. Wait, maybe not Demi Lovato. Maybe not Demi Lovato.
They need to stay in their break place.
They might need to be in their happy place right now, which is not on stage.
No. Selena. I think she'll
come through. Miley Cyrus. Wait.
No. Once you start digging into that Disney rabbit hole, it just gets very dark.
It went dark quick. We literally went from Selena Gomez to yikes. All right.
Yeah, they'll figure it out. It's their pockets. They got to deal with it. I don't got to make them money. They can figure it out.
Get it together, team. Well, thank goodness that's canceled.
Gosh, yes.
The mob has
done deal. We better not hear this nonsense from any other network. I don't want to.
Y'all better learn.
Like, do the singing competitions, we don't care. Do the talent competitions, we don't care. Don't start capitalizing on social issues. Just don't.
Oh my gosh, it's supposed to be about justice. If y'all really turned it into a paycheck, my goodness.
Y'all were gonna eliminate Stand Up to Cancer. That's what y'all
seriously. Stand Up to Cancer didn't make enough money this week. They're cut. What?
Oh, wow. I saw people online giving it America's Top Model energy. I have the American Cancer Society and I have melanoma in my hands. Only one of you will be moving forward.
No. Oh my God. Ew. Just terrible.
Oh my gosh. It's so bad.
St. Luke's Hospital. You didn't make the cut this week. Get out of here. Huh? Why? Whoever could have thought this would be good. Oh gosh.
Reevaluate yourself.
Where's your marketing team? Somebody, somebody steered y'all wrong. Man.
All right, so we'll move on from that, but we're bringing you to something else that is probably equally disappointing.
Sheesh.
I just reported. I didn't invent it.
Oh my gosh, what has humanity done today?
Yeah. So this topic, I titled it D and Mighty Mozby Fix the VMAs.
Oh,
They need this help. And I said, you know what? Will extend ourselves to them.
okay. Let's do this.
This week, the VMAs premiered, video music, not the movies.
Mm-hmm.
And as per all of its years subsequent to the early 2000s, it's just gotten more and more lackluster. So,
Fresh.
of course, I did not actually watch the VMAs. Like, I'm
Nor
not
did I. Don't think I have watched the VMAs
like, I value my time
in like at least 8 years. They've been garbage for a while now.
Yeah. I think I ain't really been a tuner inner since Miley Cyrus was twerking on
I feel like that was the
Beetlejuice.
last time for me too. The Beetlejuice pants with the chicken cutlets. I think that's when I said I might not be the person that this is for.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go
I'm done.
I'm gonna remove myself from
Yeah.
this particular craze.
Yeah. So
Yes.
this VMAs wasn't very much different than how I consider every year since of the VMAs, because it had plenty of artists that I do not know, and I do not know their music, from the Machine Gun Kellys to the Olivia Rodriguez or something like that.
Not a clue.
Yeah.
Machine Gun Kelly, I know.
Lord
a rapper,
came
right?
around. Where's she been?
Lord is still okay. Lord, I didn't know she was still making.
I guess she still appeals to the MTV crowd. I guess.
Lord does.
Yeah.
I don't think I would expect Lord's weird sound to still be the it music.
Yeah. I think Justin Bieber popped out of his shell.
Is he still? I thought he was retired. What?
I don't know.
Oh.
Like, and I have no age reference for him. He could be all of 20 to 35, and I really don't know.
I unfortunately have to agree with you. I was just about to say I think he's 21, but as I was saying it, I feel like that can't be right.
You're right.
Can't it? It's got to be older than that by now, right?
I just don't. So yeah, so this is the array of talent that they brought. So was not interested. I'm sure most people weren't, unless you specifically just like these different artists. The only thing that I tuned in via online searching is because I heard that Normani was going to be performing, and I'm going to talk about that real quick. And also Chloe Bailey of the Chloe and Halle duo group, she was performing because she's starting out on her solo career. So
who is Chloe and Halle? Like, I see so much about them on Twitter and I don't know who they are.
They're this singing duo. I guess they would be considered R&B pop, but they are basically mentored by Beyonce, like through their career. So she's kind of ushered them through their career.
Okay.
And recently, Halle went on. She's going to be the new mermaid in the live action Little Mermaid.
I was about to say she's the Little Mermaid, right? I knew that. Yeah. That's congratulations, because I remember
Chloe. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Chloe went on to do solo music, so that's her solo thing.
Oh, okay. All right. Congrats, ladies.
Yeah. So because those two, I think Doja Cat hosted. I was like, what? Either they didn't have a host or Doja Cat hosted, but she also performed. I don't know.
seems really like ragtag. Like, what's going
Yeah,
on here?
it's like a chaotic mess, and basically that's what I
Yeah.
heard it was.
Just what you're describing right now sounds chaotic
Yeah,
already.
yeah. And then, when they have the red carpet walk, it was
Mhm.
like a motley crew of people. Like Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker walked the red carpet and made out on the red carpet.
Ooh, okay. All right.
Um,
Uh,
Machine Gun Kelly, I guess, is dating Megan Fox.
Megan
So
Fox.
she popped up and they were making out on the red
I
carpet.
did suddenly see Megan Fox everywhere, and everyone was talking about how great she looks. And I was like, hasn't she always looked great?
She paid for it. She should look
I was
great.
about to say she paid for that body. It should look amazing.
But like Megan Fox in 2021 is supposed to be a thing. Okay.
You know
Okay.
what? That's a good point. Is she making music?
I don't think, wasn't she an actress?
I feel like yes, that
Or
is
was
still
she
correct.
both?
I don't
Maybe.
know if she maybe was she making music on the low, or did she just showed up as his plus one and got as much hype as the music artist? Is that
Yeah,
what
she
happened?
just showed up in, a run of the mill, celebrity woman naked dress where like, it's a
Yes,
see-through
yes.
dress, whatever. They all
Show
do
those
it.
abs. Got to show those
Yeah.
abs.
And then she just made out with Machine Gun Kelly on the red carpet.
Ew. He kind of gross looking.
Yeah. Doing great, Meg.
Doing real great. Wasn't she married to Brian Austin Green?
Yeah. They
I
have
think
like
he's
multiple
hot. What
kids.
happened?
I don't know what happened. Maybe she left him for Machine Gun Kelly. Weird, but all right.
She went younger too?
Hmm.
Less attractive and younger? Mm.
And he seems like a pretty like out there kind of guy, like rock star,
He's a rock
like
star?
laying
I
on
thought he
the
was a
edge.
rapper.
I don't know what he is. I
This
don't
is
know
too
one song
confusing.
by.
And the
This is
fact that we don't know
again
any of
why
these
we're gonna
facts
fix
is,
the VMA.
yeah, the fact that we don't know any of these answers
Yeah,
lets me know something is astray and gone
yeah.
awry.
So, anyways, okay. Before I digress too much, so the only reason I was interested is because Normani was performing and Chloe was performing. Now, starting with Normani, the reason why I already had a problem from the beginning with her performing is because initially the VMAs did not ask Normani to perform, even though she just premiered her new single Wild Side feature
Mm-hmm.
Cardi B. They
Right?
did not offer her a performance slot at all until her
Rude.
fans start rallying. Like, this is not right. She just has a song. Why wouldn't she be able to perform? And then I believe what I read is that someone else who they wanted to perform canceled, and then they threw Normani a bone, essentially.
Is this the thing where Nicki Minaj didn't come and maybe that's the spot? Was she supposed to be the one that performed? Because
I
she
don't know
wasn't,
if it was.
there was a whole thing about her not going. And she
Yeah,
said,
I
I'll
don't.
let you guys know later. And
I
then
know
it
there's
turns
a
out,
whole Nikki situation going on that I did not want to
oh, no.
even bring up at all. At all.
How you gonna skip over her
I
medical
just
advice for the
completely,
world?
completely want to skip over it. I don't have a dog in that fight at all. So, anyways, so they threw Normani a bone, which I already
Yes.
had a problem with. Because,
Mm-hmm.
like, she's a pop girl who just released a single.
Yeah.
Why would she not have already had a spot?
Right. Right.
Why did she essentially, well, she didn't, but her fans essentially had to beg to get her on the stage.
Pretty rough.
So I wasn't cool with that.
Yeah.
So getting to Normani's performance, I did watch it online. She performed her Wild Side song, not with Cardi B. So her performance, in my opinion, I'm always rooting for Normani. I think that she's got the look, she's got the voice and the move. She's a triple threat for sure. This performance did not excite me at all. Like, I know her song is kind of sampling Aaliyah's One in a Million, and it seemed like the style, like they had kind of those metallic, like pants, crop top combo, of that early 2000s Aaliyah look. And so that was everybody's style, which was like, it was fine. I got the nod, but it wasn't like they didn't elevate the look. It just was like, oh yeah, that's what they wore back then. And then on the song, I know it's a very choreography heavy song, but it was clear that Normani was lip singing and like you had the backing vocals doing it. And so it was really throwing me off because I know she could sing, but it was so clearly a recording. Now it's just like, this is basically just like watching a video.
A music video. Okay.
Yeah. And so I wasn't like wowed by the performance at all. She looked good. I mean, Normani always is going to look good. Her dancing is always going to be good. And then she ended off the performance with an homage to Janet Jackson's, you know, her concert Would You Mind performances where she would bring the fan on stage.
Yes. And it was like Megan Thee Stallion in there?
No, it was Tiana Taylor.
It was who? So, yes, that's who it was.
Yeah.
And that's not shade. I'm not throwing shade. They're both so, you know, they're both so hot right now. Like everywhere you turn, you see them and their amazing bodies everywhere. So I was like, I know I remember somebody's
body goals always.
Yes, I was like, somebody's banging body was in there.
And she looked gorgeous as usual.
Oh,
but so ended it like with doing that Would You Mind, like, you know, grinding homage on Tiana Taylor, and that's how the performance ended. And I didn't understand why she ended it with that. Like, I didn't understand the concept of just randomly ending it with a Janet Jackson homage. And why Tiana Taylor was, I didn't get it. I know some people are like, oh, she's doing that, like, that bi-curious capitalization thing that some pop artists, some female pop artists do.
That's what I was thinking.
I don't know anything about Normani's personal life to really know if that was the case. But I just felt like I've seen this type of performance. It didn't elevate anything from me. So I was a little disappointed in that.
Yeah. I'm not, again, like, you know, I always have to put my disclaimers right in the beginning. I'm not doing no hate and no shade, but I do feel like there's like this bi-curious over sexualization thing going on. It's just kind of like we have these blurred boundaries and we're free with our love and nobody can, you know, like you don't got to challenge us. We walk a line and it's like, okay, cool. Nothing wrong with any of that. But when is it genuine or is it just because it's popular? It seems like it's popular. And I often wonder how bi people are feeling, because bi people seem to struggle in their window of existence for acknowledgement. Like, this community say it's not real. This community says you don't fit this community. So, you know, I don't know. Like, as a cis hetero person, I know I don't have to deal with those types of struggles. That's my privilege. But it kind of does seem like a capitalization on a movement, especially if it didn't have anything to do with the song. Like, if it didn't elevate the music, like, are they getting ready to do a collaboration? And maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. But just like, I'm gonna grind all over this woman and be extra sexy and sexual with this women, even though I've presented as heteronormative. I don't know. It's interesting, I guess.
Yeah,
it's an angle.
Like, again, like, it's up to the bi community to say if that was offensive or not. Like, I really don't have a say in that.
Right.
All I could say is that, like, I've just seen it. It's kind of been done so much that it really doesn't excite me, and I don't feel like it elevated her performance in any
way. What is it doing for the music?
Yeah. So I found her performance I found it lackluster. I think I've seen her do better when she premiered her motivation song, and that performance, I think her rollout of motivation was great. She showcased all her talents. The song was good. It was a pop hit. And she was just showing, like, I can dance, I can sing, and that's it. And so I don't know what's going on with Normani's team, but we keep saying that, like, something is going on. Like, I don't know if they're just not backing her, if like their image consulting is just not coming together. Like, I don't know what it is, but you know, I'm still rooting for her, and I hope she can just continue to elevate her performances as she goes on. Chloe Bailey. So she has a new song called Have Mercy. And her performance, again, it's nothing I haven't seen. It's the same old, I'm going to twerk, I'm going to hump the floor, I'm going to shake, I'm going to be in a leotard.
I'm not a little girl anymore. I'm a grown woman owning my sexuality. We got it.
It's like, I've seen it so much. And even outside of like that same, I don't know if she's a Disney girl, but I'm a Disney girl. And this is how I show you I'm a woman now.
Exactly.
Thing that we've always seen. Everything about her performance as well as the song was just giving me great value Beyonce. And I don't know if that if she intentionally channels Beyonce into her performance and her singing, but I was just looking like I'm looking at like a karaoke performance of a Beyonce like booty papa song. That's
damn.
I just like I don't get Chloe from the performance that I've seen.
Ouch.
And like I don't mean that in a harsh way because clearly the girl is talented. I've heard her singing just like her raw vocals, and on that song I don't think she did an opening like kind of an operatic intro, but for the song itself it's more of that, you know, that new R&B rap singing that every girl is doing now.
Yes.
So that's
so
all
lazy.
it was.
It's lazy.
Yeah. And so it's just this common thing that I think people are starting to notice now is that R&B girls used to like have their own staple and approach to music and performance and what they talked about. But I feel like the rap girls and the R&B girls are starting to blur so much. Where it's like it could be a rap song, it could be an R&B song, it could be a pop song, and it's just all the same delivery, all the same messages, all the same imagery, and where there's no distinction. And so it's just becoming like, you know, when you see so much of the same thing, you just get desensitized and it's not really compelling anymore.
Agreed. Because I don't know the difference between any of them. I don't know whose song is whose. They all sound the same. I don't know how to differentiate unless I'm looking at them standing next to each other, and then they're always dressed the same. It's like, you know, copy and paste, but then you change the color to try to say you switched it up a little bit. Like, no.
It's like the Mortal Kombat, just switch the color suit,
exactly.
but it's the same
like,
character.
We're both Melina, but you got the green one and I got the pink one. But we're both Melina.
I know. And I just find that so disappointing because rap and R&B is something that is predominantly Black women, and I just hate that they're becoming so their version of generic. No, you know, like it's not like a pop star generic, but it's like this hip hop gratuitous sex rap singing genericness that is becoming very overwhelming. Like the more they come out, the more artists you get of R&B and hip hop, and they're just all bringing the same energy.
And it's doing such a disservice to the music and to the group. Like female hip hop artists often have to fight so hard to be taken seriously in a male dominated arena. And then, you know, for this formulaic sing-song rap to be taken over, there's so many up and coming female hip hop artists that are getting lumped into categories, and people won't take their music seriously. Yeah.
Like, and it's not saying like that style of artistry doesn't need to exist, because I want Megan Thee Stallion to bring that kind of energy. I expect Cardi B to bring that kind of energy and that type of performance. But like when I'm listening to R&B, like I don't want the same vibe that I would get if I'm listening to hip hop. Like I want to be able to go through different genres and be like, oh, I like this. And not saying that R&B just has to be this sad, soulful music. We had R&B bops, like things that you could dance to, and it wasn't necessarily sounding like a carbon copy of hip hop.
Exactly.
So I don't know how they can get back to that, where they have more originality and how they deliver their music or their content. I don't know. I just don't know.
No, I agree. Definitely that. Definitely.
Yeah. So outside of those two performances that I wasn't the biggest fan of, I'm still rooting for those girls nonetheless. Don't let anyone perceive this as saying I'm not rooting for them, because I think they can both do better.
Right. They have real talent. We just want to see it. We just want to see it used.
and they just have to work on like finding their identity as an artist. I think they're still developing who they want to be.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
hopefully that works out. But outside of those two that I kind of wanted to analyze, the rest of the VMAs was just nothingness. So my question is like, how do we fix the VMAs? How do we get it from being like where the VMAs used to be an event? Like everyone tuned in to see either the antics, the fashions, or like these off the wall performances by like the boy bands, the girl bands, Madonna, Christina, all of them, to like this just lackluster, no one really cares kind of event.
Seriously, VMAs used to encourage real beefs between artists, real competition between who was about to get that award, so that people were voting at the last possible second for their artists to win sometimes. Like, well, they had us voting right up to the wire, like texting your votes for who you want to win. Do you love your artist or not? And now it's just like the same four people are going to win over and over because they're all on each other's songs. Like this producer made all three of y'all beats, and then y'all did verses on each other's song. Then y'all all was in each other's music video. So it's like, it doesn't matter who wins because it's going to be y'all four. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's so boring. Like, where's the excitement?
Yeah, I think a thing that MTV could benefit from is going back to having more genre performances. I feel like they lean too heavy on the pop and hip hop when that's not the only genres of popular music. Like we used to see the rock guys, the punk guys perform, the pop girls, the pop guys, the hip hop, the R&B. You would see it all.
So true. You might watch the VMAs and see a Busta Rhymes performance, a Florence and the Machine performance, and a 30 Seconds to Mars performance all in the same night.
Yep. And that made it exciting because like you didn't start listening to songs that start running into one another and you don't know where one starts and then the next one ends. So I think they need to get back to having more genres in their performances. Another thing they need to do is stop inviting or only the people that you're going to give awards to. Like, it's like the only people that show up know they're about to get some kind of award. I don't think Justin Bieber is about to show up to nobody's VMAs if he didn't know he was about to get some award. And I don't even know what music he's put out.
Has he put some music out?
He won an award, so I guess so.
Circling back to Bieber, what music? Because I thought he had retired. I really did.
I mean, he was there and he got an award, so he must have done something.
Oh gosh, what if they gave him like the Artist of the Millennium award?
Child, that's what
that's a throwback reference because that wasn't a real award. That wasn't even a real award, but somebody thought it was that day.
And it became one, and it made sense.
It made sense, and we said yes, Michael Jackson, Artist of the Millennium. He named himself that, and we all said agreed.
Like, I think they need to just stop loading up the front rows with everyone they're going to give awards to, because then it's not even exciting. Like,
I guess.
You know exactly Justin Bieber is in the front row. I wonder if he's going to win an award.
Both Beyonce and Jay-Z and Justin Bieber are all sitting on the same row.
Who's going to win this year? It's a mystery. Hey, come on. So that's something they need to improve. And I think a third thing they need to do is don't let these boys and girls get on that stage if they're not going to give a performance that gives you visuals, that is exciting. Like, they need to go back and study old MTV award performances. Like, people were jumping off of the stage, floating through the air, appearing and disappearing,
actually singing
vocals. Yes. Like, the performances, people brought their A game to those VMA performances and made it a real experience. And today, like, they'll have a whole set, but they're not doing anything. They're just standing there doing the same moves that no one cares about. Like, it's just, the performances are just weak. Like, they're weak.
Yes, I don't think these people today have the same hunger that the artists we had exhibited. They just don't seem hungry. They just don't seem hungry for it at all.
And I think part of that is because like, yeah, we're in a different age of music. Like MTV doesn't have to tell you who's popular. You just go and listen on Spotify or whoever, look on Instagram, and then you find whatever artist you connect to, and that's who becomes popular. So I get that it's different in that way. Like the radio doesn't tell us who's in the top, all that stuff. But someone online made this point I thought was really important. Like, we don't even know who's in the top 40 right now. Who are the top 40 artists? Could you even say? Who's the number one right now?
I don't know who's number one, but I'm going to guess Lizzo is in that top 40 somewhere. And that's a guess. I don't know at all. Megan Thee Stallion probably in there somewhere, right?
Possibly. Maybe. Exactly.
And those are guesses. I don't know that to be true.
If we can't even definitively say like who are the top artists, who has the number one album right now, then that means like there's a problem in how these artists are being showcased. Like it used to be a whole rollout to like what's the person's new song gonna be, what's the new video gonna be, and now like they'll just throw out a video at midnight, like you didn't even know what's coming down. You're like, oh, okay.
I genuinely didn't even think people were making music videos anymore. Most of the time, I'm always like, there's a music video for this song. There's a video for this song. Like somebody will shoot me a link or post a YouTube. And I was like, they made a video for this song? I'd be so out the loop with that. So out the loop. Like, remember how hype we used to be for like a Britney Spears performance on the VMAs because we knew she was going to bring it? I'm thinking about like when TLC was on there doing no scrubs. And you could hear everybody hitting their notes for real. Man, come on, y'all.
Like y'all are not producing like these iconic people because you're not developing them. It's just that microwavable, get it out, get them out as quick as you can. They don't even really have built up like their full artist identity. Just get them out, get the songs out, put a new one out as soon as they release that song. And they need to like slow that process down because you're going to look up and in a decade, you're not going to have any icons, no one to give tributes to, no singles that stand the test of time. And it's just going to make the music industry look even more sad.
Facts. 100% facts.
Yeah.
Do better, y'all. Do better.
Do better. Any last suggestions on how they can improve the VMAs? And I don't know. They are on a tenuous thread right now.
Make it about music again.
I think that is the best place to start. That is the best place.
Make it about real music
video award.
Video
music awards.
Video music right there in the middle awards.
Yeah. So we need videos and we need music. We need those to coalesce. Yes. Let's start there.
Let's start there, gang.
So we'll see. I'll see. But that was the VMAs 2021. Meh.
Final opinions on it. Meh.